Right now, somewhere in your body, a sound is loaded and ready to fire. You don't choose when it happens. You don't fully control it once it starts. A friend says something unexpected, and before you've even processed why it's funny, your diaphragm is already contracting. Your face is already changing shape. You are already laughing. But the real answer to why you do this is far stranger than "it feels good." Laughter is old, older than language, older than fire, possibly, and for most of human history, it wasn't about jokes at all. Think about the last time you really laughed. Not a polite chuckle, a real one, the kind that bends you forward and makes breathing difficult for a second. Where were you? Chances are you weren't alone. Almost nobody laughs alone the way they laugh in a group. That's not a coincidence. That's the entire point. Primatologist Jaak Panksepp spent decades studying what he called the ancient roots of joy, and he found something strange when he tickled rats. They made a high-frequency chirping sound, audible only with special equipment that behaved exactly like laughter. It happened during play. It happened during physical contact. It happened most when other rats were present. Panksepp argued that this wasn't a coincidence of biology. It was a signal, a social glue, broadcasting one specific message: this is safe. That idea changes everything about what laughter is for. Picture an early human group, maybe 200,000 years ago, sitting around a fire. No written language, no phones. Survival depended entirely on trust, on knowing who in your group would share food, who would defend you, who would not stab you in the back. Literally. How do you test trust quickly, without a long conversation? You watch how someone responds to something unexpected. A stumble, a strange noise, a near miss that turns out to be harmless. If they laugh, something important has just been communicated. Their nervous system has assessed the situation and concluded not a threat. And because laughter is almost impossible to fake convincingly, that signal is hard to lie about. This is where it gets interesting. Robert Provine, a neuroscientist who spent years recording thousands of real conversations to study natural laughter, found something almost nobody expects. Most laughter has nothing to do with jokes. Provine discovered that less than 20% of laughter follows something genuinely funny. The rest happens around ordinary statements. "I'll see you later." "Where have you been?" People laugh at these constantly, not because the words are clever, but because the laughter is doing something else entirely. It's punctuating connection. It's saying, "I'm still with you. This is still safe. We are still in sync." Synchrony. That word matters more than it sounds like it should. When a group laughs together, something measurable happens in the body. Robin Dunbar, an evolutionary psychologist known for studying the size of human social groups, found that laughter triggers a release of endorphins, the same brain chemicals involved in pain relief. Not metaphorically, literally. Dunbar's research showed that group laughter raises pain thresholds, meaning people can tolerate more physical discomfort right after laughing together than they could before. Why would evolution wire a sound that exists, in part, to manage pain? Because pain tolerance and bonding were never separate problems for early humans. They were the same problem. Grooming is how most primates bond. Chimpanzees spend hours picking through each other's fur, not because of dirt, but because of touch. Touch releases the same endorphin response. It's slow. It's intimate. It only works one-on-one. But human groups grew larger than other primate groups, larger than grooming could realistically maintain. You cannot groom 40 people individually before nightfall. Dunbar's theory is straightforward and a little unsettling. Laughter may have evolved as a way to groom many people at once. A vocal stand-in for touch. A shortcut to the same chemical reward, but broadcast to a crowd instead of delivered to one body at a time. That single shift may have allowed human social groups to grow. Now here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. If laughter is a survival signal, who decides what's safe to laugh at? You do, mostly without realizing it. Laughter has rules, and you learned them before you could explain them. Laugh at the wrong moment, in the wrong room, at the wrong person's expense, and you feel it instantly. A tightening, a recalculation. Something ancient in you is asking, did I just signal the wrong thing? Researchers studying laughter across cultures have found it appears in every known society, but what triggers it varies enormously. The sound is universal. The rules around it are local, learned, and constantly being renegotiated. This is why nervous laughter exists, why people laugh at funerals sometimes at the worst possible moment and feel immediate shame about it. The body isn't trying to be disrespectful, it's misfiring an old system, one built to discharge tension and signal this is survivable in a moment when the brain genuinely doesn't know what else to do with the pressure building inside it. Think about the times you've laughed when nothing was funny. A stressful meeting, a close call in traffic, bad news delivered so suddenly that your face does something strange before your mind catches up. That's not malfunction. That's an ancient circuit doing exactly what it was built to do, just in a modern context it was never designed for. There's a darker mirror to all of this too. If laughter signals safety and belonging, it can also be weaponized to signal the opposite. Group laughter aimed at one person, used to mock rather than include, hijacks the exact same mechanism that once bonded tribes together and turns it into a tool of exclusion. The body of the person being laughed at often reacts the way it would to physical threat. Heart rate increases. Stress hormones spike. Evolution built laughter as a signal of safety, but safety for the group has never automatically meant safety for the individual being laughed at. So why do you, specifically, laugh at the things you laugh at? Some of it is shared biology, written by hundreds of thousands of years of group survival. Some of it is the specific tribe you grew up in, the household, the friend group, the culture that taught you, often without a single spoken rule, what counts as funny and what counts as cruel. Next time you're in a room and laughter spreads through it, faster than the joke itself could possibly justify, watch what's actually happening. Watch the eye contact. Watch who looks at whom right after the laugh, as if checking, did you feel that too? That's not entertainment. That's an old system, still running, still asking the only question it ever really asked. Are we safe here? Together? And maybe that's the real answer. Right now, somewhere in your body, a sound is loaded and ready to fire. Not because something is funny, but because underneath every joke you've ever laughed at, your nervous system is still doing the one job it was built for 200,000 years ago, checking if you're safe and telling the people around you that you are.